Your worth doesn't come from what's on your head. It comes from how you carry yourself. Let me ask you something. Is hair everything in a man? Like really, do we honestly believe that what's on top of our head defines everything who we are? I won't lie, for a lot of guys, especially when it starts thinning, it messes kinda with you. You know, you catch a glimpse of your hairline in the mirror and suddenly you're questioning your looks, your age, even your confidence. And society doesn't make it easier. Every ad, every influencer, every perfect fade on social media, it makes like you're falling behind if you're losing your hair. But let's take a step back. Here's a feature, not a foundation. It's something you can style for sure. It can make you look sharp, but it doesn't define your value. It doesn't build your presence. What really matters is something way deeper. It's your confidence. It's that quiet self-assurance you carry when you walk into a room. It's your energy, it's your charisma, and your body language. Those are the sharp things that make people pay attention to you. Look at the guys, for example, like The Rock, Pitbull, or Jeff Bezos. Zero shame about it. In fact, they own it so hard that people forget hair is even part of the conversation. Why? Because they know who they are. They're confident, grounded, and that's what people respond to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, losing your hair can feel like a hit at first, but it's not the end of your appeal. In a lot of cases, it's just the beginning of stepping into a more confident version of yourself. So hair may turn ahead, but it's your presence that make people remember you. You know what's wild? The way we have been learned to see hair as this golden standard of attractiveness, especially for men. Society sells us this idea that the more hair you have, the more powerful you are, more desirable, more in control. But who detect that? Who said a man with a full head of hair it's in his prime and a bald man is in his past? Let me tell you something from my own life. I remember the first time I noticed the hair thinning at the corners of my forehead. I didn't panic, but I noticed. And the more I looked, the more I saw it. And then I start wondering, are other people seeing this too? Do I look older now, less attractive? It messes with your head, even if you don't want to. But here's where things start shifting for me. I realized it wasn't the hair that was bothering me. It was the story I was telling myself because of it. The story that said, this is the beginning of the end. You're fading. And that story that came from the outside voices, marketing, media, Instagram filters, whatever, it wasn't me. The truth is, some of the most powerful, respected, confident men in the world are bald. Think about The Rock, Pitbull, Jeff Bezos. These guys walk into a room and everyone pays attention. Not because of their hair, but because of their energy, their presence. So yeah, society pushes this lie that hair equals power. Hair equals value. But the reality, you bring your own value, you define what your prime looks like, not some algorithm or magazine ad, you know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, once you stop caring so much about what you're supposed to look like, you start showing up as who you really are. There's where the real power is. That's when people start noticing something deeper about you, not your hairline, but your presence. So the next time you feel like you're falling behind because your hair's thinning, pause, ask yourself, am I really losing something, or am I finally stepping into a version of myself that doesn't need permission to be powerful? The version of prime, it's shallow, it's incomplete, and honestly, it's outdated. I'm gonna say something you might not hear too often. Your prime isn't behind you. It's something you define. It's not about age, it's not about hair, it's about presence. It's about how much you know yourself and how fully you show up. Think about it. What's more powerful? a 25 years old with abs and insecurity, or a 40-year-old who's calm, focused, and owns every room he walks into. We have been led to believe that losing hair means we are losing our edge. But what if it's actually the moment where we stop chasing superficial validation and start building real confidence? This phase of life, this could be the start of our real prime. The one where you stop trying to prove something and start living from the place of strength. Where you eat better, train smarter, speak with intention, carry yourself with quiet confidence. Some men shrink when they see their hairline fade, others rise. They embrace the look, they clean it up, they sharpen their style, they learn, and suddenly, instead of looking like something trying to hold into youth, they look like something we know exactly who they are. You can redefine your prime to mean clarity, discipline, and self-respect. That's the stuff people remember. That's the stuff that attracts real attention. Not just likes on a photo, but real world respect. You know what I'm saying? Look, hair or no hair, the man you're becoming should scare the boy you used to be. In the best way. So maybe losing your hair isn't a loss at all. Maybe it's the moment where you stop chasing what you used to be and start becoming exactly who you were meant to be. So let's bring it full circle. So is hair loss the end of a man's prime? No, not even close. Losing your hair may change how you look, but it doesn't change who you are. And if anything, it gives you the chance to rebuild your confidence from inside out. This episode wasn't just about hair. It's about identity, about control, about waking up and realizing that your worth doesn't come from what's on your head. It comes from how you carry yourself. You're not defined by what's fading. You're defined by what you built. And your prime is not some moments in your past. It's now, if you decided to own it. So if you're going through that phase right now, checking in the mirror, feeling insecurity, wondering what people notice more than you want them to, let me tell you, this doesn't have to be your downfall. It can be your breakthrough. What if this version of you, the ones that's showing up without filters, without fear, is actually the best version of you?